G'day traders, Stacey Burke from Stacey Burke Trading. Today, a little bit different format. My powers, they're doing a power upgrade on my street today. So the power's out for 4 to 5 hours. I thought I'll shoot a video down here. I haven't done one at the beach for ages. One of the most recurring emails that I'm getting right now from traders is, how do you deal with losses? How do you deal with trading losses? And I think I'm probably a bit of an expert on that because I over the years, I've been trading for almost 20 years now. The first 10, 12, 13 years were spent a lot of frustration, a lot of blown up small accounts, a lot of just repeating a lot of the same errors over and over again, and then trading bigger, getting consistent, and blowing up accounts and losing significant amounts of money after building it up slowly, doing everything right, and then going off on tilt and really doing damage. And then the last 5 years really starting to peel back the onion and really honing in on professional, repeatable process steps, trading larger size, being consistent, running it like a business. And when people ask me, how do you deal with losses, I can talk about two types of losses. There's trading losses where you do everything right, and there's trading and you take a loss. And then there's trading losses where you do everything wrong and blow your account out. Now the first type, you do everything right, you take a loss, that's part of trading. You managed your risk, you've had your proper entry, you've traded it properly, you've been stopped out, you take the loss, risk management was appropriate, and that's part of trading. But if you're consistently taking losing trades, the question then is do you really have an edge? So you have to look at, you're doing everything right when you're at the screen, but you're losing consistently. So then you need to look at, do you really have an edge that you're executing on? Do you really have an edge in the market? Or do you think that you have an edge, and you keep trading it, but you're losing? So you have to look at if you have an edge in the market. And that's really critical, because if you don't have edge, or if you're trying to trade all the time with that system that you have, or that what you think is your edge, and you're taking losses, maybe you do have an edge, but you're trading it too often. So one of the things that I really focus on is really 1 hour per session, and I'm looking for very specific trade setups. My main setups are in that 1 hour, and I have no problem at all walking away when it's not set up. I have no problem walking away after I take the trade. One of the big challenges for traders is that they trade and then they want to trade some more, and they end up giving back the profits that they get, and they take a loss on top of already having locked in profits. So that's really important. Now, the other side of the coin is when you're taking large losses, you've gone off on tilt, you've traded completely outside of your trading plan, or not even had a trading plan. You've gotten angry, frustrated, or just wanton hopelessness or carelessness, and over leveraged, gone double for nothing, or blown, whatever, and you've blown your account out. Those are losses that can destroy you psychologically. And you have to have some significant resilience to be able to come back, especially if you've done that before, or you've done it over and over again, or the loss has been so significant that it can impact your life or your lifestyle. So that can be a very, very, very painful experience to go through. And if you've done it enough times, you've maybe gone through it 3 or 4, maybe more times, eventually you got to decide one or two things. You've either got to do everything right, no matter what, like your life depends upon it, or you just stop trading altogether because you don't have the capital anymore, or maybe it's impacted your life, your marriage, your family, and you just can't risk doing that ever again. So those types of losses are debilitating, and it takes, I think, a rare individual to be able to come back. Not only come back, but the only way you can come back from that is when you really do know what you're doing and you do have an edge, but you just didn't execute on it. So one of the things that kept me coming back was that I knew that it could be done. I had done it, and then I also knew the things that were destroying or triggers that were putting me on tilt when I did those things. And so you have to do some deep dives into your own personal psychology, habits of self-sabotage, whether or not you have a winning mindset. If you have the skills, the mentality, and the ability to perform like a winner, and the confidence to continue that consistently over time. So if you're losing right now and you don't have an edge, stop trading and just look at what does work and focus on what works. Start small, focus on what works, and only trade that. Even if it's one trade a week, you're better off taking one good trade a week for profit than taking a bunch of trades and ended up 50-50 at the end of the week and up and down mentally, emotionally, up and down like a yo-yo. Hone in on what works and then figure out how you can get more of those trades by, identifying that in multiple instruments, or building your playbook and having 2 or 3 opportunities that can happen maybe once a day or every couple days, and be happy with what the market gives you. And then learn how to maybe trade those a little bit bigger and add some other trade setups to your playbook. So these have to be trade setups where they're going to give you edge. You're going to be able to identify them, and in terms of frequency, maybe once or twice a week over different instruments that are high probability. But together with your other setups, you're getting 1 to 2 trades every couple days that are offering you good risk reward, low stress, and high probability outcomes in terms of you being able to trade and manage them and scale them over time. So the other side of the coin is when you blow your account out and you do a lot of psychological damage. The 2 types there are you don't even know what you're doing, but you're desperate. You're gambling, you're trying to make money. You're going to the market every day to hope you make money. And that is a recipe for disaster. You will get lucky. You'll get some winners. You're going to get maybe some home runs. And then you're going to get smashed because you're going to trade bigger. You're going to take on more risk. And again, you're rolling the dice when you go to the market rather than having an edge. And then when that edge presents, executing on it. The other side of the coin is when you blow your account out, you've gone on tilt, you've just completely gone off track, which every trader has done. But you actually have the skill and the ability, the edge and the confidence and the winning mindset to actually perform. And you've done that, and you've got a track record that supports that. But for whatever reason, you went on tilt. And a lot of things can put you into tilt. Relationships, frustration, boredom, impatience, emotional, impulsive, irrational behavior. And we talk about this, or I talk about it in the 7-step daily routine for high performance traders. The rituals and routines that you have each and every day are there to not only build discipline and confidence and a winning mindset, but to develop that neurological patterning within yourself so that when you go to the screen, you're bulletproofing yourself for success. That can only come through action steps, through actionable behavior. So a lot of people want to watch live trades, and they're convinced that watching live trades are going to make you better. Nothing will make you better except you getting better. And you can have the setups. I can give the setups to 10 people and tell them exactly what to do, and they'll still all do it differently. And then at some point, they're going to do stuff that's different altogether. And within that 10, there's going to be half of them that blow their accounts out regardless. So showing somebody what to do and then knowing and doing are 2 different things. So I think dealing with trading losses comes back to me. My own personal behavior is every single day I work out in the morning. I have a routine, a ritual, self-talk, affirmations. My workout routine is filled, not only like the design of that program is 45 minutes of reasonably intense physical exercise so that I'm supercharged physically and mentally, but then I'm also listening to stuff. I have affirmations that I read to myself. I have self-talk when I'm at the screen. I know exactly what I'm looking for when I go to the screen and at what times. That's come through repetition. Repetition, repetition, repetition. You have to train yourself, like even with your trading, all this retail garbage out there is half the battle that traders need to get through. But what about this and what about that? What about this and what about that? I'm looking for 1 or 2 setups depending on how the weekly template's unfolding. That's it. I'm looking for setups. If they're not there, you know, in that hour, I might come back later to see if it's evolved over a longer time frame. But I'm not looking to try and catch a move. I'm not looking to like, I got to make money today. That's a recipe for disaster. Yes, of course I need to make money. I got 5 people in my family. But that's the other reason why I can't afford to go off on tilt. I can't afford not to be trading an edge. I'm not going to trade to try and make money. I'm going to trade when my edge presents in the market. And so that's the mindset that I have. And my whole approach to trading is that is trading. My trade setup is trading. Everything else is whatever else, sediment, indicators, blah, 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 multiple time frames, all these different things, I could care less. I know when my setup is there, I know what I need to do, and I'm going to execute on it. Is it a scalp? Is it a sizable trade? Is it level 3? What's the potential for a measured move? Should I be able to add to this position, or should I just take it and get out and be done because it's just a scalp? What are your capabilities? Dealing with losses. Start from scratch. If you've already blown out an account, again, first and foremost, stop trading if you need to know that you have an edge. You can build around that. You can build everything else around the edge. You can build your lifestyle. You can build your routines. You can build your trading capital around that edge. If you don't have edge, don't trade. Bottom line, if you don't have edge, don't trade because you'll lose your money. If you have edge but you're blown out, go back, get my 7-step daily routine for high performance traders. Create a blueprint each and every for your day that will supercharge you for success. And it's a process. It's a day after day process. We talked about this the other day. You're building an empire starting with a wall, and you're building that wall 1 brick at a time. Lay that brick as perfectly as possible as you can, and then take the next brick and do exactly the same thing. So have an edge, focus on flawless execution of that trade setup, whatever that may be. Manage your risk, hold that trade to its exit point, whatever that take profit is, or your time management, your cutoff point, whatever that may be, manage it. Then look at what you did well. What could you have done better? Or what did you do wrong? And then what do I need to work on in that next trade when it comes so that I can be better, that 1% better every single day. 1% better over time every single day is massive. So first thing with dealing with losses is make sure you have an edge. Physically and mentally prime yourself. You are a professional athlete in a performance skill-driven profession. And that's critical to understand. You have no time decay factor in the markets. You can trade forever until you're 6 feet under. So focus on the big picture by starting back on that first brick. Where do I want to be in 30 days? Look, I've blown out some accounts. I've blown out some big accounts. And I can tell you, you can make a lot of money in the markets, and you can make it starting with a small amount, doing all the little things right, and then doing all the little things right again, and then doing all the little things right again, and just keep doing that day after day after day. You don't have to have 100 pip winners. You can scalp 25 pips a day, even 15 pips a day. If you're consistent, you can grow that. There's lots of opportunities. There's going to be 150 pip trades. Identify how those set up, how they built. Build your playbook. So if I can say one thing in terms of dealing with losses, stop trading, figure out what you do really well, and then build on that, and don't do anything else other than that. Don't do the things that destroy your account. Focus on what you do well, build on that, and keep getting better. So hopefully you got value out of today's video, traders. We'll look at the charts as soon as my power comes on back home, and have a great trading session. Middle of the week, day 3, level 3 on some of the pairs. Still could be high of the week, low of the week trade opportunities between now and Friday reversals possibly. It's going to be some great opportunities. So be patient, sit on your hands, and wait for the best trade setups. And may the market.
Hi traders, it's Stacey Burke from Stacey Burke Trading.
If you haven't done so, please head over to my website at staceyburketrading.com. I create updates on almost a daily basis, and I would love for you to receive them. Just click on the blog. If you want to enter your name and your email address, I'll send you my free audio program, the 7-Step Daily Routine for High Performance Traders. This is essential knowledge for all traders in all markets, and this is for helping traders to master the market with discipline, confidence, and a winning mindset. I appreciate all your feedback and comments. As always, traders, stay disciplined, and may the markets go with you.